Hey kids, who's the monkey with a mind for science?
It is I, Doktor Konundrum.
Greetings, inferior primates, hench monkeys, colleagues, students, and even the occasional person lost on the internet that managed to click their way here. It's time for another installment of my program, in which I endeavor to further your mad science career by providing educational materials. More or less. For those of you wondering about our slight production delay over the last few months, we may have had a teensy-weensy laboratory accident. And now we have a new lab. Anywho, the segments for this installment of the show are as follows. Item 1, Simian Seminars, a primate presentation celebrating the scientific achievements of Monkeykind. Item 2, our technology showcase, in which we demonstrate some of the finer points of our advanced laboratory equipment. Item 3, Mad Science Etiquette, a primer on the essential points of proper conduct. And finally, as always, fan mail. Let's drop some science, yo! Are you all strapped in and ready to go? The focus of our Simian Seminar for this episode is a salute to monkeys in space. Ever since Sputnik beeped its first boops back down to Earth from the ionosphere, mankind has been obsessed with reaching the stars. Sputnik's low Earth orbit wasn't merely an inspiration, it fanned the flames of mankind's competitive spirit. Considering the Cold War sentiment of the day, it ignited the ever-escalating global game of one-upsmanship known as the space race. Mankind's drive to call thirsties on everything was a vital means to show their strength and scientific achievement, not only to prove to their enemies that they can blow each other up from across the globe, which I greatly encourage, but also that they're better and smarter, like kids on the playground shouting "Neener, neener." Plus, the winner of the race would earn some seriously cosmic-level bragging rights. However, while humans were busy flexing their muscles, they were unwittingly handing victory over to Monkeykind when Albert II's rocket crossed the Kármán line at an altitude of 100 kilometers. He heroically became the first primate pioneer to cross the internationally recognized threshold into space. Sure, there were mishaps along the way, and noble simian sacrifices from heroes like Gordo, Abel, and Miss Baker, but as the go-to test pilots of mankind, we monkeys will certainly be the vanguard for more and more advanced space exploration, and we will boldly go where no monkey has gone before, with pride, dignity, and a solid claim to the bragging rights that mankind seeks. Suckers! Undoubtedly, ape astronauts will be the first to experience faster-than-light travel and cross through spatial anomalies such as wormholes, and through this achievement we will lead the way to the future. Literally. And having arrived there before mankind, our empire of intelligent apes will rise to power and conquer this pitiful globe before Marky Mark can alert the rest of the funky bunch. So to you, mankind, I say, onward! Every mad scientist worth his ethically questionable salt has access to cutting-edge technology. I would be remiss in my ability to teach my students if I did not occasionally demonstrate some of my advanced laboratory equipment. That being said, my laboratory is regulated and maintained by a central organic computer, which doubles as my lab assistant, my very own brain in a jar, Brianna. Say hello, Brianna.
Hello, Brianna.
Right. As you can see, my central computer... it is wired into...
Doktor Konundrum.
Yes, what is it?
Would you like to hear a science joke?
Well, yes, I suppose I would.
Alright. How do you wake up Lady Gaga?
Well, scientifically speaking, I don't know. How do you wake up Lady Gaga?
Poker face.
Right. What does that have to do with science?
About as much as this show.
It seems that every prototype has a few bugs that need to be worked out. When it comes to dealing with mad scientists that may very well one day rule the entire world, it's best to know what is acceptable behavior. After all, you wouldn't want your social faux pas to land you on the business end of a banana-powered death ray or some other disintegration-based behavioral enforcement device. And so, today we will demonstrate how to properly eat a banana. While most everyone is aware of the basics of peel and munch, there are a few examples shown here of the improper technique. Yes. Awful. Dreadful. And here you'll see the proper way to eat the banana. Yes, yeah. Excellent. Once again, several improper techniques. No. Oh, no. Just awful. No, this will not do. And once again, here we see the proper technique. Yes. Great. So, to sum it all up, the basics are, if you wish to eat a banana properly, be Doktor Konundrum. Hands off my nanners. We're nearly to the end of the show, which means it's time for fan mail. First up, Mr. Silent One writes, I am a human primate who enjoys eating bananas. I have a question to ask of you. When the revolution comes, will I still have access to my tasty treat? Not that I'm thinking of joining any rebellion. I'm just curious about this. Yes, that sounds entirely possible. Curious. Well, Mr. Silent One, we're working on a solution to both your issues at the moment. The possibility of rebellion, and what will happen to you if you eat bananas. I think the video clip speaks for itself. Moving on. Natty writes, Dear Dr. Konundrum, my friends and I were having an argument about oobleck. Is it a solid, or is it a liquid? And also, how does this relate to bananas? When they're fresh, they're solid, but if you wait too long, they become a liquid. Or banana bread. Help! Yours in mad science, Natty. For your answer, I'll have to enter real science mode. Activate. Well, Natty, the answer is a bit of both, but more liquid than solid. Oobleck is a term borrowed from the green goo that falls from the sky in one of Dr. Seuss's popular books. It is a non-Newtonian fluid characterized by dilatant behavior, meaning that normally it behaves as a fluid, but as shear stress is applied, the force is dispersed throughout a wider area and the oobleck behaves more like a solid. A typical example of this effect can be observed with a mixture of cornstarch and water. And the same principles is currently being researched for application to body armor materials to make them more bullet resistant. Handy information if you're planning to take over the world. Now, another example of a non-Newtonian fluid would be ketchup, which in contrast to oobleck demonstrates pseudoplasticity, holding a very basic shape similar in behavior to a solid until shear stress is applied, at which point the force causes the apparent viscosity to decrease and the ketchup then behaves more like the liquid it actually is. Bananas, when fresh, are primarily starchy fruit, and have a firm, solid texture. As they ripen, the starches break down and the banana cells transform it into a colloidal mixture of sugars, starches, waters, and other materials, which, as you mentioned, are the optimal material for making banana bread. Delicious. In this state, bananas are quite similar to the finely pureed tomatoes in ketchup, and would therefore behave in the same manner as other pseudoplastic non-Newtonian fluids. So, in summary, oobleck and finely aged bananas are both non-Newtonian fluids that can demonstrate properties of a solid depending on the application of shear stress. And microphone drop. Well, that's all the time that we have for today. Before we go, I'd like to announce a slight change in the format of the show. No longer will we have the multi-segment long episodes such as this one, and going forward we will be releasing shorter, single-segment videos. We hope you enjoy the changes. And as always, be sure to subscribe and like us on Facebook. And send all of your bananas to Doktor Konundrum at gmail.com. End transmission.